What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy D Rhythm, and we back with another video. Oh my gosh. Right, we back with another video, man. And today we got a special video for y'all today, man. Shoot, I feel good. But today we got a special video for y'all today. And today, you know what I'm saying, we got a special topic we want to talk about. And today, you know, we want to talk about the art of schemes. All right. You know what I'm saying? So we want to talk about the art of schemes. But we want to talk about just the process of taking, you know, a few other things, right? You know what I'm saying? So we want to discuss environmental factors. We want to discuss a few other things, you know, but it's all just like taking environments, right? It's all a matter of taking a function, right? Taking a function, a skill, right, that you do, a technical appliance, an outlet, a function that you do, a discipline, right? And applying the benefits of that discipline to a specific outlet, right? And having that benefit or discipline channel through that outlet and create and have an effect. Have an effect, right? And it's what is the effect of a specific discipline that you might do, a specific discipline that you craft out every day, you know, or that you do, right? And how does this function? How does this discipline, however tiny it may be, it might even be something as simple as writing, right? It might be something that simple, to that level or to that degree, or a workout, you know, working out specific muscles, right? It might be to that degree, right? So how do I take the benefits of these things, right? Or these, you know, neurons that's being built in these processes, or I might even be playing chess, right? So how do I take the benefits of these things and apply them to processes or functions, right? Other functions, right? And, you know, that bring about a general overall effect in something, right? You know, how do I take disciplines? You know what I'm saying? Looking at the overall spectrum of a system, right? The entirety of a system with multiple different functions, multiple different components and parts to it. Different outlets or different functions, right? That comprise and make up the system. How do I take one specific detail or one specific discipline, right? Or a skill or benefit or mechanic and apply it to one function, right? You know what I'm saying? Instead of applying this mechanic to the overall system, how do I apply this mechanic to this one component, specifically this one individual component, right? And how do I apply this buildup, this training, this buildup, this stress, this, you know, discipline, this grind, this work, right? How do I apply this effort and this work and this craft, right? You know, and this just like progression, right? You know what I'm saying? How do I apply this progression to this one specific component instead of the overall? How do I apply it to this one detail, and how do I apply it to this one outlet, and, you know, within the system, or how do I apply it to this one function, you know, and comply all of the resources and all of the sort of benefits and the generations, that come from, you know, this craft or this buildup or this discipline or this training or this strengthening that I've done, right? Or this progression that I've done, right? How do I apply all of these, you know, benefits to this one specific point instead of the overall system, you know, and just apply it all into this one individual point and see what the overall effect would be, you know, within this one individual point that will allow me to be able to, you know, function the entirety of the system. But, you know, what would be the overall effect, right? That will allow me to be able to function the overall system better, right? So that's the important thing we want to really look at, you know, in this video, right? Is how can this overall system, how can this one thing affect, or how can this progression, how can these details, how can these disciplines progress this one specific individual outlet, this one detail within the system, right? How can it punch and sort of just be that and sort of just affect this one detail, right, within the system, you know, that will then allow, you know, I guess will then manifest or then create some sort of expression or create some sort of result or impact, right? You might not know what the impact will be, but it's going to create some sort of impact, right? What would the impact be? Okay, what would the impact be if I combine this one system, or if I combine this one resource, right, or this progression to this one function, right, to this one outlet, to this one, function, right, process, and then have this thing have an overall impact on, what would be the effect, right? I'm not going to say it's going to have an overall impact and effect on everything else, but what would the effect be is the question, right? What would it be? That's the question. That's the curiosity. So whatever the effect might be, that's what we're trying to train. That's what we're trying to sort of, build and punch in at, right? What is the effect? What is the skill set that we're trying to, that we're bringing in? What are the mechanics that we're bringing in and that we're just applying to a specific outlet that will allow, I guess, that one individual outlet to progress and have a specific effect on the overall system, right? What is that mechanic, right? And what is that outlet? What is the overall effect going to be, right? That is the question, right? And then based off of that, effect or that effect and that impact that outlet has, how can we then progress? What would be the progression off of that one outlet or that or from that one sort of system, right? Or that one process or formula, right? What is the overall what is the overall process, right? What is the overall impact and effect of that, right? And how can we then apply that, or how would that look, in accordance to our overall systems, right? And that is the major question that we are asking. That is the major question we want to know. And that's the major thing we are preaching. And we're going to continue to preach over here. Speaking about the art of schemes, right? Speaking about the art of schemes, okay? The art of schemes, right? This is applying mechanics, right? Specific mechanics and to a specific outlet or process, and how does that process sort of impact the overall system, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's the question that we want to ask right here, talking about the art of schemes, right? In the art of schemes, right? And it's the impact, right? That's what we really wanted to talk about in this video today. And it's just like the effect of that sort of thing, the effect of that outlet, you know what I'm saying? And the effect of that process. How does that sort of thing affect, the overall system? How these little details or components or processes affect the overall system. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we really want to punch at. And that's what we really want to talk about, right? Is how do these little details affect the overall system, right? So when we talk about this, and we look at this, right? That's the major question. You know what I'm saying? That's the major question. That's the major question. So, you know what I'm saying? Without further ado, I think I'm going to conclude this video right here. Peace, love, and yeah, we out this joint.